I think I've been talking up telework until I'm blue in the face. Thankfully, people now get that. You know, there's now a law, and pilots are now turning into implementations. And government, even the old school leaders have finally realized that mobility is not only cool to be able to check email anytime, any place, anywhere. It's actually, aids productivity. And when, when the creek floods, or the bridge collapses, or the snow falls on DC, when you've adopted a mobile workforce, you can actually still carry on working because people, don't have to schlep into the office in the morning. And they can still be productive from Starbucks or their home office. So that's what I've been doing. What Intel's been doing, while we continue to make the great, Core i5, i7 processors that seem to be the choice in government laptops and notebooks, irrespective of what brand they buy. And we have the added security features in the vPro platform. And a lot of government agencies are very, very aware, astutely aware of the security implications of letting employees take laptops away en masse, added to the fact that not only do they potentially contain government secrets or could access government confidential data, but the fact that there are certain foreign entities and organized crime that would love to get hold of that data. So Intel is the only game in town that offers the vPro secure platform, which a number of agencies are bought into. And I think it makes the IT people sleep a little better at night. If you'd have asked me a year ago, I would have said change. I kept encountering this change. We've done it this way for so long. I don't like the idea of 25% of my workforce not being where I can see them. We seem to move beyond that now, which is very good. Now I think we're at the fact that that rules and regs and governance regarding security operations at a number of agencies were designed around a network that was based on hardwired desktops. Great big desktop with a Cat5 cable that goes into a switch. Pretty easy to secure and control the management and logging in and of that. But when that turns into a laptop, and next week it may turn into a tablet computer, and then the week after that it may well even turn into a smartphone for some people. You really need to go back to basics and work out how you're going to control, manage, secure, and have some kind of legal governance over these devices when they're in people's pockets, and they're going to be lost, stolen from cars in the back of cafes and all the rest of it, because they have a street value, irrespective of the fact that they may or may not contain government secrets, or could access government secrets if you knew the code. It's the mere fact that it's a tablet computer, and they're sexy and they're very easy to sell. So that's a bit of a problem, but I think it's being addressed. I spoke this morning at the FedScoop event to a number of agencies and said, is there a playbook? Did someone at OMB hand down a playbook? This is how mobile is done. And the answer is no, and I find that a little strange, because private industry has been doing it globally for years, and all the government had to do was come to us and say, could we spend a couple of days, could you help us write, maybe not an A to Z, but an A to F of the steps of how you do it, training, VPNs, what do you do when the device goes missing? Well, you don't wait till the next morning and tell somebody. You go to a phone box and you dial a 1-800 number to the security desk, and you say, I just got back to my car and my government issued XYZ is missing. Okay, we'll kill it remotely. It's done. Please fill in a written report when you get into the office. Stuff like that. And I think, and I'm pretty convinced I'm right here, that somebody should have written that playbook and then handed it to all of the agencies and said, within these parameters, this is how the federal government will do mobility moving forward. And I'm sensing that that's not what's been done. I'm seeing the sense now that the government very quickly are realizing, well, some agencies are realizing. I saw a great presentation from the Air Force this morning that let's not get hung up on the device. If we can put a secure sandbox on the device, it could be some clever, intelligent wireless piece of plexiglass for all we care. It's just that, can I put a secure container on there and then pipe it to my cloud-based implementation? And in fact, the Air Force guy mentioned that he had a tablet, and he had his RSA key, and he had Citrix Zen desktop, and he was able to access all his Microsoft tools, etc., etc. And because the user experience seems acceptable to people, for people that are really are consuming data, that model seems to work a lot. I think where it falls down is not everybody spends their workday reading work that other people have created, consuming other people's stuff. Like when you're at home in the evening, you go through all your favorite news sites, and you go to Engadget, and you go here and you go there. And really, you're providing nothing. You're just this passive person going, oh, that's fun, look at that new product, oh, look at the size of flat screen TVs, da-da-da-da. You're consuming content. But the moment when you decide that you're going to create content, that's when some of these devices start to fall short. Like, well, I've got a tablet, but I don't really want to hunt and peck on a glass, because that's crazy. I have to buy an external keypad, and then I have to get a keypad with a stand. And before you realize it, you have an Ultrabook. Why did you not just buy an Ultrabook? And so Intel, I believe, is answering this question that people want laptops that are shrinking, but they want the battery life to go up, and they want increased power, increased capability. They want to be able to link it wirelessly with their television so they can, stream a high-def movie and have it appear on a big flat screen with no wires and no dongles hanging out of the laptop. And that's what Ultrabook is providing. And over the next few months, this year, you will see some really exciting devices, convertible, touchscreens are coming, that give you that touchscreen experience, but they also have an integrated keyboard, and you can flip them over. They're very powerful, and they don't run on a closed system. And I know some agencies like the idea that they don't have to run what they're being told to run. How can I put that diplomatically? The Windows 8 is coming. I know the date when it's coming, and on that particular date, there will be a wealth of devices out there, laptops, desktops, and innovative form factor devices from tablets and Ultrabooks that are running Windows 8 and will have a touch interface. And I think for a lot of people that it will be a fun and usable experience, because if you just want to consume data, then an Ultrabook will be very happy. That if you want to construct something, God forbid somebody actually wants to write a book or a novel nowadays, or a blog with some original content, then you have a keyboard and you can do it, and it has storage, and it will have great battery life. I think the future is bright. I think they're already there. It was a slow process, as I said at the beginning, and but I took a cab ride with somebody from the executive office from one event to the other, and he opened up his White House leather government zipper and pulled out an iPad. And I went, so, and he said, Nigel, this does 70% of what I need to do in my work day, and it's small, and it's portable, and it's secure. And I said, what about the other 30%? And he said, well, then I have to go and get my laptop and open that up. And I think that if I was in a position to offer him an Ultrabook, say, hey, look at that. It's only a fraction bigger than the tablet, but it's now the 100%, and it's one device, it's one charger, one device to control, charge, manage, and use. I have a feeling I'd make a convert there. So I think they're really moving ahead. Apple has done a lot by coming out with, you know, a tablet design that was elegant and sleek. I don't think it's all things to all men, and I don't think the closed operating system nature is ideal for everyone. But for people that just want to use it as a tunnel device, it's proving very, very successful. And you know, we've just left a government event, and there were a lot of government people with iPads. I don't know whether they were officially issued or whether they bought them, but I would like $1 for every person that has an iPad today. But when Windows 8 comes out, there are going to be lots and lots and lots of tablets running Windows 8. And so then the customer will have the choice. Do I go iOS? Do I go Android, or do I go Windows 8? And the big advantage with Windows 8 is that it will have the exact look and feel of the desktop enterprise. Imagine you're managing the VA or some big government enterprise. Do you really want to keep taking on new operating systems, which means you have to put a brand new security protocol in, and they update differently, and they handle differently, and they work differently. When a Windows 8 tablet comes out, you will be able to use the exact same security protocols and infrastructure that you already have. So if a person is you know, authenticated on a Windows 8 laptop, they can be authenticated with a checkbox on a tablet as well. You don't have to add anything, you don't have to buy anything. I think it will go down very well from a security management perspective. And that's a really important factor in government, again, because you have to make sure that all the doors are locked down, because you leave a door open and somebody's going to get in there and embarrass the heck out of you. So no, I think they're doing good. There is a definite sense of enthusiasm towards the mobility, because they've now tried it at an executive level, and there is no way they're going back to the, I'll respond to you when I eventually get to a desktop. You know, now it's like, dum, 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 dum. There you go, you got it, done, and I can move on. You know, basically, government is now doing business at the speed of light, which is what private industry, well, a lot of private industry have been doing for several years now. And you have to stay competitive, and smartphones are just so powerful today, and they will be more powerful tomorrow. Yeah, it's a fun era to be in IT and to be working to provide government with the tools.